Welcome to U.S. immigration. U.S. government shutdown averted. This definitely helps the immigration cases by stopping further processing delays and backlogs.
First, I'm going to tell you about the good news out of Washington, because there is one thing that Republicans and Democrats do agree on, and that is keeping the government open.
Congress has done its most basic job, finally. It prevented an immediate government shutdown, at least for now. President Biden signed a bill to keep the lights on through mid-February. It comes just hours before funding was set to run out at midnight.
Funding the government isn't a great achievement. It's a bare minimum what we need to get done. But in these times, a bipartisan cooperation is worth recognition.
Some Republican senators had threatened to delay the government funding bill over President Biden's vaccine mandates. But the Senate ended up passing it last night.
Meanwhile, key aspects of the president's agenda still face tough challenges in Congress.
Adopted. On the brink of a possible shutdown, the House and Senate passed a bill to keep the government open, sparing thousands of federal workers from being furloughed.
The last thing the American people need is for the government to grind to a halt.
Instead, intransigence over infrastructure threatened to stall President Biden's agenda.
The way the president sees it is that this is an ongoing discussion, an ongoing negotiation.
Overruling Senate parliamentarian. Several more progressive lawmakers calling on Senate Democrats to consider overruling MacDonough, which would require the support of all 50 Democratic senators and Vice President Kamala Harris. Democratic leadership must evaluate whether they have enough colleagues who believe the parliamentarians' decision was mistaken or lacked reasoning again and again. Republicans could be open to narrower legislation to legalize certain immigrants. If reconciliation proves to be an impossible vehicle for Democrats' immigration reform ambitions, they might consider going back to the negotiating table with Republicans. Democrats should invest more in building consensus on immigration. Even if Democrats were able to pass their proposed path to citizenship via reconciliation, a measure that would have brought relief to a large proportion of the undocumented population, it would not have completely fixed the U.S. immigration system's long-standing flaws. Much like the last time Congress legalized millions of undocumented immigrants in 1986, Democrats' path to citizenship proposal didn't address future immigration, just the immediate problem of people who are already living in the U.S. with or without legal status. That was considered a major flaw of the 1986 law, which failed to resolve the challenge of unauthorized immigration for good, given that the undocumented population in the U.S. has more than quadrupled in the intervening years. To pass that kind of forward-looking legislation, Democrats need to get 60 votes in the Senate. For the foreseeable future without filibuster reform, that means getting 10 Republicans to sign on. They therefore can't afford just to rely on interest in immigration reform among their own ranks. They also need to find a way to reach Republicans who haven't historically supported increasing immigration. See you soon in our next video.